What's up, y'all? It's Truth Tiger, and today I'm going to talk about no good deed goes unpunished. And the reason why that is because we live in an evil world, we live in a sinful world, we live in a fallen world. Satan is the Lord of this earth, and people are ruled by their own egos, people are ruled by greed, and the way of this world is it's all about who's bigger, tougher, more dominant, who's smarter, who's more charismatic, who's more handsome, who's more beautiful, who has more money, who's a bigger victim, who's a bigger sympathy case, who's a bigger drama case, who's going to get the most attention, who's going to yell the loudest, which baby is going to scream the loudest. And the world is just about this low stuff, this evil stuff, this fallen stuff. The way of the world is not good. And the world is not about like being nice. The world is about like selfishness and like trying to get over on people and trying to get to take advantage and foolishness. And the world is not about some good stuff. So when you do some good deeds, people try to stop it. The devil tries to stop it. Satan doesn't want you loving your fellow. Satan doesn't want you treating other people with love and kindness. Satan doesn't want you living a loving life, a life of kindness, doing good deeds, bringing light into this world. Satan does not want you doing that. He wants you to be egotistical and selfish. That's what the devil wants. Above all else, the devil wants people to be selfish and egotistical. Above all else, God wants people to be kind to each other and to love their fellow and to be good people, And, this world is run by evil. It's run by corruption. It's run by Satan. And, when you do good deeds, that's not the devil's plan. It's not his design. It's not what he's trying to have happen. Nah, he's not about good deeds, So most people, unfortunately, are ruled by their egos, and they are the devil's children, if you will, and they don't want to see you do good deeds. They don't want to see you be nice and kind, They don't want that. They don't want you to be that kind of person. I mean, maybe individualistically if it benefits them, but really the thing is, if you start being a nice person, they see you as someone who is weak. They see you as someone who they can take advantage of. They see you as someone who is foolish. They want to beat that out of you as soon as they can at an early age as possible. It's the truth, you're some kid, this other kid wants to play with my toy truck. Yeah, you can play with my toys, that's great. The adults it's so nice how they share. It's so great, isn't it? Yeah, it's great. And then one kid, yeah, my kid took the toy away from your kid. We're going to tell him no, but in the back of my mind, I'm kind of happy about that. A lot of these parents, they want their kids to either exhibit dominating traits. They want their kid to act like a victim crybaby who's going to tell on everybody. They want their kid to be a clown who's going to do all this dumb stuff to get attention. From an early age, they're pushing little kids to be selfish and egotistical. And the whole sharing your toys, whatever, they like it, but deep down they want to see, even from an early age, they want to literally see the kids not play nicely. I'm not even kidding. I know these things deep down in my heart, and I see these things, and it's just, and like there are some good people out there, they exist, but for the most part, this world order is about evil. It's about evil, and when you start to be a good guy, a nice person, a kind person, a loving person, people will see you as a chump, but they'll also see you as someone who they can't relate to. You actually helped somebody without an agenda or whatever. You actually did a kind, nice thing. They're gonna be like, "Oh, that's weird. That's so strange." It's just gonna be like, "We don't operate like that. That's weird, huh? You don't really fit in with you, And they could also see you as a chump and try to take advantage of you and you give them one jelly bean, they try to steal the whole bag. I was feeding a squirrel. This is a funny story. This is unrelated, funny story. I was feeding a squirrel one of those kind bars, those like peanut, they're a bunch of peanuts clumped together, one of those kind bars. I thought he'd just bite off a little piece, but he took the whole doggone thing from me. The whole doggone kind bar. Those things are like $3 at the grocery store. They're not cheap. He took the whole doggone thing. It was the size of him. I mean, the freaking bar was the size of the squirrel, and he just runs up the tree with it. And I'm like, you little mofo, Funny story, wish I had a videotape, but when you have actual people doing this, not squirrels, if a squirrel does this, it's a squirrel, we can give it a pass. It's just a squirrel. But when you have people that are in this same kind of like animalistic mentality where they're just like, you drop some food on the floor, your dog comes, runs, eats it up, and it's like, all right, I guess you can punish me now, but I already ate your sandwich, so you can put me in the kennel, you can smack me, but sandwich has already been eaten, it's already done, sorry, but they're people. It's like, like that's a dog, that's what it's gonna do. Like, you're a person, but that's the mentality they have, and from an early age, I was taught not to give money to homeless people and stuff like that because they're going to spend it on drugs and whatever. And there's truth to that. And for the most part, I don't give to most people, homeless people and stuff, especially if I see they're like strung out. But like it kind of is like a thing where I want to help. I want to, and that's one of many examples. But I want to help. I don't want to just have to look the other way with this type of stuff. But they teach you early on that like you don't take sympathy, you don't have empathy, you just look the other way. And we can pantomime some political thing and some social movement about how we care or whatever, but individualistically it's just like nah, and it's like, man, like I don't know, because the thing is, like, if I die and I have done no good deeds, my life has been worth nothing. My life has been about nothing. My life has been zero, absolutely nothing. My life means nothing if I have done no good deeds. So I want to do as much good deeds as I can in this life, and I want to help people as much as I can in this life, and I know that is the way of God, but in this world this world is so oppressive. We got to be very clever about how we do our good deeds, we got to be very clever and very careful about how we do good deeds, because a lot of these charities, these charitable organizations, they're stealing the money too, and Jesus said, something fell out of my pocket. Jesus said, be as wise as a serpent, but as innocent as a lamb. Best way of saying it, like, snakes are all like, clever and defensive, and they're always hiding and staying just out of the way and trying not to be able to have you find them. They're all coiled up, hidden somewhere, and they're all like sneaky and clever about how they do stuff. And, lamb is very kind and innocent. So he's saying that, like, you got to be, usually serpents are used to refer to bad things in the Bible, so he's really being serious. Like, he's saying you really got to be freaking very, very sharp on how you do this, you got to be a little bit of a villain in how you're going to be good, is what he's saying. You have to be a little bit villainous in the way you do your goodness, because you have to be strong and sharp and whatever, because if you do a good deed and you're tough and you're strong and you're sharp, they're not going to be able to take advantage of you for it. But if you're not in that place of strength and you're not being clever and sharp, and that's really what the serpent represents. It's not strength, it's sharpness and cleverness. But if you're not being sharp and clever about who you're helping, about what you're working with, you're going to get taken advantage of. I've had it happen to me recently where I helped someone out, I thought they were cool, and then I'm getting all these crazy emails and they're just doing all this fake stuff, and I'm like, what the heck, and so you really got to be careful, and it just makes us want to shut down and not even want to help other people or do good deeds or anything like that. And I'm not going to do that, and I'm not telling y'all to do that. I'm saying be good, but be strong. Be good, but be clever. Be as nice as you can, but at the same time, don't be naive, because we sort of misplace goodness with naivete and all this stuff, and Don't be naive in how you're nice. Don't just be this person who doesn't have any discernment, who does not investigate anything, who doesn't think about things, who's not sharp. Like, be very discerning, be very clever, be as clever as you possibly can be. Be as street smart as you possibly can be. Be very street smart, be clever, know what's up, know the game too. Know the matrix, know the game, know the matrix, know the game, know what's going on, know what the rules of the game are, know what you can get away with and what you can't get away with. Like, really, be very, very clever and know the game. Know the game like the back of your hand, and work within it. And be as shrewd and as clever as some boa constrictor or some python or, I don't know, some diamondback snake or some rattlesnake or whatever. Like, you gotta be sharp on that level. You gotta be sharp on that level. You gotta be a rattlesnake to the wrong people. How about that? To the wrong people, you gotta be a freaking rattlesnake ready to get them with the venom. Or you gotta be a python that just you got them choked out, and you got their freaking them all stretched out and choked out before you even know it, and you're eating them up. But, for the wrong kind of people, you gotta be scarier than the devil in a way, That's crazy. Like, God is scarier than the devil. God is way, way, way scarier than Satan. Satan ain't really scary. God is way, way scarier than Satan, and goodness is not to be messed with. There's an idea of goodness, that goodness is so weak, and goodness that doesn't stand up for itself, and goodness just lays down. And nah, goodness is strong. Goodness is tough. Goodness does not put up with any of this BS. Goodness stands up and holds the line, period, Goodness does not just lay down, and I think people misinterpret the sacrifice of Jesus and the crucifixion and that type of thing, and that wasn't an example of people lay down and be a victim, give them what they want. Same with turn the other cheek. People misinterpret these kind of things. I mean, the sacrifice of Jesus represents the sacrifice that he had to go through, and anyone who's going to really, truly do good things, you could get turned against by the system like that. And I mean, a lot of other people have had that happen to them, other good people, Abraham Lincoln, Martin Luther the Reformer, Martin Luther King Jr., these people end up getting assassinated, whatever, who are truly trying to make a very big, big change on the human consciousness, and nobody did that bigger than Jesus Christ, He is the true Son of Man, he is, and people misinterpret that to say don't stand up for yourself. Nah. It's just saying that the matrix can turn against you and the system can turn against you, and people who are good like that, again, it goes back to the title of my video. I know I'm kind of going all over the place here, but it goes back to the title. No good deed goes unpunished. Jesus Christ did a lot of good deeds, and they punished him for it. I shouldn't laugh, but they did. They punished him for it, but he wasn't going around being some little weakling or being some little fool or being someone who's going to let people take advantage of him. Nah, like he whipped the money changers at the temple. He told the Pharisees that they were the brood of vipers. Like, he did not give a single F about any of these people. He is the Son of God and the Son of Man. And they're doing all this stupid stuff, and he's nah. And we think about him as this guy, and he's got these six-pack abs, and he's just this guy who's just gonna, I never fight back, and I'm a big victim, and not at all, not at all. He was the man. He was the man. He was a prince of men, So people get the wrong idea, but yeah, like when it comes to doing good deeds, like this system's not about that. The system is not about doing good deeds, being a nice person, being a kind person, helping other people out. It's about being as selfish and egotistical and arrogant as possible. What's ironic is they need us, though, because if you just have a bunch of selfish, egotistical, arrogant people, like everybody starts to just eat each other. and things just like fall down. So you have to have some good person to like steal from, kind of like Edison stole from Tesla. You have to have some good person with some love and kindness, and you have to, siphon that out of them some way as best you can, And what I'm saying is they ain't siphoning this stuff. They ain't siphoning none of that. Nope, it's not for them. I'll give it to the good people. I'll shine the light, and they can make their choice to be good or be evil. But man, they're not siphoning my knowledge, my love, my kindness, my strength, my power, none of it. That's given to me by God, and they're not siphoning it from me. But that is what they try to do. They try to siphon that good stuff out of us. Our good gifts, they try to take advantage of. They try to take credit for the good work that we do. They want to try to, because their hater kingdom is going to collapse on its own. The hater kingdom's not going to stand like that. The hater kingdom is going to devour itself. And all these haters are just going to make a hellish place for themselves, build a hell for themselves too. And, if they don't have us, there's no piece of heaven in that hell, And that hell is just hell, and it's unbearable. And it's what they are creating with society, and what they have been doing with society and civilization for thousands upon thousands of years, making it like this. It's all these wars, and now you have this bureaucracy and this taxes and this and this that, and all these social rules and social norms, and this religion and these rules on top of rules. There's a status quo underneath the rules, and there's a certain conformity, and you have to conform to people, and it's just creating hell on earth as best they can, and without people like us, it's unbearable, because there's nobody putting any love out there. There's nobody injecting any positivity into the environment. There's nobody putting any good vibes out there. It's all just negativity, and people start to, negative things start to happen. Negative things manifest. Demons come out, whatever you want to call it. Like these negative, evil in the heart is going to produce an evil result out there. Bad things in the heart are going to produce bad things out there. And that's what gets produced. But the thing is like we're trying to actually help them and save them and get them out of that and make their life better and do something kind for them, but then they turn against us, It's like the old story of a girl, she's got this guy who's horrible to her and just treats her awful and, whatever, and then you try to, stand up to him or talk to her or bust it up, and then she gets mad at you, and then he gets mad at you, and the whole thing goes bad. And I've heard stories about stuff like that, and, from police, whatever, they say, like, this girl's getting beaten by some guy, they arrest the guy, no, don't arrest him, whatever. And I've heard stories from people on the other side of that life that took things into their own hands, and same thing happened, you beat up my boyfriend, whatever, So it's like this same kind of dynamic we're having to deal with, like in the world, where it's like, I'm trying to save you, but I guess you don't want to be saved, but there are people who want to be saved, and there is good deeds to be done. There's always good deeds to be done. There's always good work to be done. You just got to be clever in how you do it, and don't expect this world don't expect a reward from the world for being good either. Don't expect Satan to give you a gold star for being good, Don't expect this world to reward you, but God in heaven will reward you. Right now we're in this world, but in the grand scheme of things, in the universal sense, good is way stronger than evil, and God is way stronger than the devil, and it's not even a contest. Good will always win in the end of the day, but in the short term, in this life we're living, unfortunately, evil has sprinted ahead, It's like you got this long race, this long marathon, and good decides to just jog. We're running, 26 miles? Let's jog. Evil starts sprinting as fast as they can. And it's like, evil's going to do that for about a mile max, and then is going to be totally gassed out, dehydrated, not able to, legs are too sore to run, way too out of breath, And we're us good, we're just going to keep on jogging, and we're going to win that race, But just don't let this stuff at the beginning get to you, because in these beginning phases, Satan has jumped ahead, but he's going to fall. He's going to fall 10 steps backwards. He's going to fall for that one step forward he took. He's going to fall 10 steps backward, and so are all his enablers and all the people who follow him and all the people who are obsessed with their ego and into this way of the world. Because people are going to tell you got to be a jerk, you got to be mean, you got to whatever. People are going to tell you in some form or another that you have to be egotistical. People are going to tell you in some form or another that you have to kind of be like a sociopath. I've heard that one too. The like, you can't have too much empathy. You can't feel too much ways about it. You just gotta shut down your feelings, and you'll really get ahead. Whatever. And that is deep down the way of the world, whether they admit it. A lot of the way of the world also is be a big victim, be the biggest crybaby, tell on people. That's another way of the world, is tell on people, get people in trouble, try to enforce rules on people, to boss people around, and make up weird rules. And that's what society and civilization has been. You go back to Babylon, Egypt, ancient Rome. I always say that. You go all the way back there, these weird rules that make no sense that you have to follow. And everyone around you is going to enable and force you to try to follow these rules. And, God made us to be free. God did not make us to do this weird stuff. No. But yeah, no good deed goes unpunished. This world is going to, people won't want to be your friend if you are nice. You're going to be less popular with people if you're nice, I'm telling you. Not nice. Nice is the wrong word. Good. That's what I mean to say. Good. Truly, if you're a truly good person, you're a truly kind person, people are going to need you. Oh boy, will people need you. They're going to need you like they need food and water. So they will need you. Don't worry. So you will have that. Don't think you have no leverage, because these fools will need you bad. But want you? No. No. They need you, but they do not want you. That's the truth. These people of the world, they need us, but they do not want us. Nope, they don't. We're like a cup of water, and they're going to say, we're not going to drink that water. We're going to drink some beer. We're going to drink some coffee. We're going to drink some soda, whatever. I'm like, all right, do that and get dehydrated. And then when they're finally dehydrated and about to die, oh, fine, I'll have some of this water. It's so disgusting. It's so gross. It has no flavor. Blah, whatever. And for a lot of them, man, they will eat the rocks on the ground before they eat from us, metaphorically. You know what I mean? Before they accept help from us, they will eat the freaking rocks on the ground. And it really is crazy. It really is nuts. They are extremely prideful, extremely arrogant, and it's just, this is everywhere. This is the average state of the world. This is the average state of the whole planet, is this. And it's everywhere you go. And being that good person, they're going to try to get you, but they need us, they really do. I'm going to end this one here. Thank you all so much for watching. God bless you all. Much, much love to you all. And I will see you all next time.